Hello, my name is Mary Butler. I am Architectural Environmental Survival Designs for Tomorrow. I have 27 plus years in construction, starting at age 7 years old, working pastoral construction until 17. At 17, I started doing general contracting and landscaping. By the time I was 18 years old, I was a relief foreman. By the time I was 19, I was a general contracting foreman and a Stonewall mason foreman. By the time I was 23, I was a rod busting foreman. Throughout my life, I've lived in 48 of our great states and also traveled to Nova Scotia, Canada, Mexico, and the Virgin Islands. Throughout my life, I've had an infinite love to bring change to building codes due to the fact that I've seen such devastation year after year: the rebuild, the board up, the restore. It cost our environment and our taxpayers insurance costs, livelihoods, land, even liberties, due to the fact that martial law can be called on our communities and the infrastructures can be completely wiped out, as we're seeing back east with some of these communities completely devastated, and we've seen in Haiti in the past where whole communities and families were wiped off the face of the earth. Architectural environmental survival designs for tomorrow is my way of trying to bring change to building codes and to bring safety to our communities that exist that are not designed to flow with nature at this time. It is my belief that building codes need to change in order to secure our infrastructures and our communities and to bring back the old saying that your home is your shelter, because I truly don't know what happened for building codes to have changed so bad that your home is not your shelter. Today I'm going to discuss with you a 3-stage system that is designed to bring some sanity and hopefully save lives during disasters. Let me emphasize that I don't believe in natural disasters. I only believe that with us building to resist nature, we create the natural disasters in our environment, because we are not designed to flow with Mother Nature, but against. If you check your home, the wind resistant, water resistant, earth resistant, snow resistant structure you live in is not designed to withstand nature's fury. And that's how come year after year we see this devastation. And instead, I think we need to learn to build to flow with nature and not to resist it. For resistance means conflict and war. Now back to the life pod stage systems. This first one is a life pod stage 1. It would be in your backyard. I've tried to design it for people that have just enough room to put in a shelter. This can be built at a prefab company. It's designed to be made of concrete, but I can think of other materials we can make it of, and so can you. Foam would be one of them, but this is actually designed to be concrete because this is a tornado, tsunami, flood, hurricane type structure, and also earthquake. First, I'll talk about the stage 1 life pod, and then we will address the stage 2 life pod that can be deployed from helicopter, plane, or boat. And then the stage 3 life pod that can be deployed also by plane, helicopter, or boat to areas that are cut off for rescue or assistance during a disaster. The stage 1 life pod is a wonderful structure that I feel could bring some sanity to the environment that we are in now, with natural disasters on an uprise and a lot of people starting to question how and where they live. A stage 1 life pod is designed to go into any backyard. As you can see, it doesn't look that bad, but we can do other things to make it look more appealing to your neighbors. But when it comes to one's life, I feel it doesn't matter. A stage 1 life pod is designed to be sitting in a saddleback foundation. A saddleback foundation is a system I've coined. I don't know if anybody else coined it, but I coined it years ago. It's called a saddleback foundation. I think all homes in flood zones should be designed this way, but for now, let's speak of this shelter. This shelter is designed to seat 6 people. There's a hatch at the top for when the rescue helicopters come. They can open it and see if you guys are all okay, or to choose to have you just get out that way if that's the best for them. Also, it can be picked up by helicopter if needed. This structure sits in what is called a saddleback foundation, 6 inches above grade. There will be 2 wires that connect this structure to this structure, so when the flood starts happening, when the first connection is no longer there, it'll send off an alarm in your home that will tell you that there is a flood. When the second wire breaks in this structure, it'll make you aware that the GPS unit is gone off and that soon rescue will come to you. Until then, you can sit safe. There will be wind-up power in there for those that have cell phones, radios, and flashlights for power, plus there will be a wind-up light in there. This would make it adequate during the times when we don't have those conveniences within our neighborhoods. There's storage underneath the seats for you to store certain objects of importance during a disaster, or it can be equipped with when sold to someone. These life pods also have a water infiltration and food supply with shelving underneath the seats. The Stage 2 life pod has that same inside, but with more supplies and more storage in the back areas. Now I'm going to show you a Stage 2 life pod. Stage 2 life pod can be deployed by helicopter, by plane, or by boat. It has anchoring systems above so that you may be picked up by helicopter if needed. It has a beacon light, GPS. When it is deployed, it also can be deployed with an anchor on the back and a cargo net on the front that is rolled up and lightly tied with twine, so if there's a heavy current, we know that the current will rip the twine, but for deployment out of the helicopter, it'll suit its purpose. That way the anchor can anchor the structure, the net can deploy, and people can find their way inside. The structure also houses 6. The seating arrangement is just the same as in Stage 1. Now the Stage 3 life pod, I really feel that we could be using back east right now. I've asked so many different companies to come forward with this product. I've got a hold of the Red Cross. I've got a hold of the Haiti president. Left messages for him. During New Orleans, I left messages for New Orleans. I said anybody that would build this in their community to bring jobs to their community, because of the devastation, we don't have jobs, right? So I said, I'll turn this idea over to your state and let them design and build these and deploy them, as long as they just gave me the rights to say it was my idea and 10% of any said profits, and leave all other profits in the community with the people to help bring growth and prosperity to the communities. This is the Stage 3. A Stage 3 is designed to house 6 people, sleep 6 people, but unfortunately sit 4. This is a 10 by 10 structure made out of blown plastic, much like the play sets we have in our backyard for our children to play on and our grandchildren. Me being a grandmother, I should know. It can be either made on site or pre-assembled and deployed as it is now. They can be stacked, so we can pre-assemble and stack ready for deployment at any FEMA agency or Red Cross agency. What is wonderful is this right here is a hose that can extend out, a collapsible hose that can go in any puddle anywhere around and take the water infiltration system and create water in the tanks underneath the structure. As you can see from the roof system, we do have the holes so we can stack them on top of each other, and it also gives us off the ground access. Here's the water infiltration system. Just a rough draft of how I think it should go, where we pump in the tainted and bring it to the clean. Here's an overview of the sleeping arrangements. These being in a bunk setting, it would suit just fine for the people. And as I said, these here are single beds, not twin, but a single. So that means we got 2 adults or 3 kids on each bed. So in all actuality, even though we sleep 6, we can actually sleep 12 as necessary. Or if somebody has a favorite dog, the kids can bunk up and the dog can have a nice spot, or a favorite cat. So you're not worrying about your pets when you're waiting for rescue. This structure would also have wind-up power, plugs, and otherwise, so the people could keep somewhat of a normal existence in the aspects that they're not worrying their family because they're down without power for days on end and without contact from the mainland or whatever the case may be. Because even on the mainland, you can be in a situation where bridge is out and a community is cut off. This is the back wall of the Stage 3 Life Pod. As we can see here, it has 2 beds, but this here, if you deploy it from a down and up position, you get a bench and a table. Unfortunately, this only sits 4, but think we're feeding people. If you deploy it from the top down, then it is the bunk bed that we speak of. These here are drawers that FEMA or Red Cross can equip with supplies for the people to survive on, and clothes and garments or toys, depending upon who they're deploying it to. In one drawer is a stove, and another a sink to take in the water from the tank system. I feel that these structures could bring some sanity back to an already worn out, burnout society that is dealing with a disaster at this moment on the East Coast. Hurricane Sandy sufferers. I wish I could have got someone to believe in me sooner so that you would have this shelter too. I do not want money for this product. This is not a money thing. Yes, I have nothing. I'm living off Social Security and making $3.80 an hour when our so-called leaders are making $80 an hour to make that decision. And I don't think they built as many things to help America as I have. But truly, I'm putting myself out here to save lives. So any company willing to invest in my ideas or to develop them, please step forward. I'm willing to turn over the majority of control of this product and design as long as I can see it developed and bring sanity where there is none in our communities. Once again, my name is Mary Butler, and I represent Architectural Environmental Survival Designs for Tomorrow, where we like to say, build to flow with nature, not to resist it, for we must build to live, not to decay. Thank you.